Archangel Michael cried out in desperation, his voice filled with urgency. He's trying to alert you to something crucial. Please don't overlook this message. There are times in life when heaven extends its hand to earth, delivering a message so vital, so pressing, that it demands attention. There are moments in life when heaven reaches out to earth with a message so urgent, so important that it cannot be ignored. This is one of those rare and profound moments. Archangel Michael, the powerful guardian of God's people, is reaching out with an urgent warning, driven by a deep sense of responsibility and love. His tears are not a sign of weakness, but rather reflect the profound depth of his compassion for you and the gravity of this message. His tears are not because of weakness, but because of the depth of his care for you and the urgency of this message. Archangel Michael stands at the forefront of spiritual warfare, charged with defending God's children from the dangers that surround them, both seen and unseen. And right now he has a message specifically for you. Something is unfolding in your life, something that requires your immediate attention. And Archangel Michael, through the grace and power of Jesus Christ, is reaching out to protect and guide you through this situation. Do not skip this message. Do not turn away. This is a moment of divine intervention, one that could shape the course of your future. Jesus Christ has sent Archangel Michael to give you this warning, not to instill fear, but to prepare you and help you navigate what lies ahead. The urgency of the message. Why Archangel Michael is reaching out. Now, you may be wondering why this message is coming to you at this exact moment. Why now? Why through Archangel Michael? The answer lies in the urgency of what is happening in your life right now. There is a spiritual battle taking place over your life. A battle that you may not even be fully aware of. Forces of darkness have been working to derail you from your path, to sow seeds of confusion, fear, and doubt into your mind and heart. But God, in His infinite love and mercy, has dispatched Archangel Michael to intervene on your behalf. Archangel Michael is crying out because of the seriousness of what is at stake. He sees the dangers that you cannot see. He knows the traps that the enemy has laid before you, the pitfalls that lie ahead, and the consequences of ignoring this divine warning. His tears are born from his deep desire to protect you, to shield you from harm, and to ensure that you stay on the path that God has set for you. Jesus Christ is the one who commands the heavenly armies, and it is He who has sent Archangel Michael to sound the alarm in your life. This message is coming to you not by accident, but by divine design. Jesus knows what is happening in your life right now, and He is calling you to pay attention, to listen closely, and to take action. Who is Archangel Michael? The role of Heaven's defender. Before we dive deeper into the specifics of this warning, it's important to understand who Archangel Michael is and why his role in this situation is so significant. Archangel Michael is one of the highest-ranking angels in heaven. He is a warrior angel, the leader of the heavenly armies, and the protector of God's people. In the Bible, we see Archangel Michael acting as a defender of God's children, engaging in spiritual warfare to protect the faithful from the forces of evil. In Daniel 10, verse 13, Michael is described as the one who fought against the prince of Persia to deliver a message from God to the prophet Daniel. In Revelation 12, verse 7, Michael leads the armies of heaven in a victorious battle against Satan and his angels, casting them out of heaven. Michael's role is always one of protection and warfare, fighting on behalf of those who belong to God. His very presence in your life right now is a sign that there is a battle being waged over your soul, over your future, and over the plans God has for you. And Michael, in his loyalty to God and his love for God's children, has been sent to ensure that you are not overtaken by the forces of darkness. The warning, what is Archangel Michael trying to tell you? Now that you understand the urgency of this message and the role of Archangel Michael, it's time to get to the heart of the warning. What is Archangel Michael trying to tell you? What is so important that he would cry desperately to get your attention? Here is what you need to know. There is a deception in your life. Archangel Michael is warning you that there is a deception at play in your life. Someone or something is not what it appears to be. You may have trusted this person or this situation, but there is a hidden agenda, a lie that is being perpetuated right in front of you. This deception is not just about surface-level dishonesty. It is something deeper, something that could lead you astray from God's plan for your life. 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14 reminds us, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. Sometimes the things that appear good or harmless on the surface are actually traps laid by the enemy. Archangel Michael is crying out to warn you about this deception. It could be a person, a relationship, a temptation, or even a false belief that is creeping into your life. But make no mistake, this deception is dangerous and it needs to be exposed before it does more harm. You are in danger of being pulled off course. The second part of Archangel Michael's warning is that you are in danger of being pulled off course. The path that God has set before you is clear, but there are forces working to divert you from that path. These forces could come in the form of distractions, temptations, or even direct opposition from others in your life. But the goal of these forces is the same: to pull you away from the calling and purpose that God has placed on your life. Archangel Michael sees the traps that have been set to lead you astray, and he is crying out to stop you before it's too late. This is not just about a temporary setback. This is about your destiny, your future, and your relationship with God. If you allow yourself to be pulled off course, you risk missing out on the fullness of what God has planned for you. A spiritual attack is underway. The third part of this warning is that you are under spiritual attack. Whether you realize it or not, there are forces of darkness actively working against you right now. These attacks may manifest in various ways, through confusion, anxiety, fear, discouragement, or even direct opposition in your personal or professional life. Ephesians 6 verse 12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Archangel Michael is desperately crying out to make you aware of this spiritual attack. He is fighting on your behalf, but you must also take action to protect yourself spiritually. What you must do, how to respond to this divine warning. Now that you know the urgency and the specifics of the warning, the question becomes, what should you do next? Jesus Christ, through Archangel Michael, is not only warning you, he is also giving you the tools and guidance you need to protect yourself and overcome this challenge. Here are the steps you must take. Pray for discernment. The first and most important step is to pray. Pray for discernment so that you can clearly see the deception that is at play in your life. Ask Jesus to open your eyes to the truth and to give you wisdom in identifying what or who is leading you astray. James 1 verse 5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." This is a time to seek God's wisdom with all your heart. Cut ties with what is deceptive. Once God reveals the source of deception, you must take immediate action to cut ties with it. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a harmful habit, or a false belief, you cannot allow it to continue influencing your life. Archangel Michael is warning you that if you do not sever this connection, it will continue to pull you away from God's plan. Matthew 5 verse 30 reminds us, "If your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away." This is not a time to hesitate or delay. You must act swiftly to protect your soul. Strengthen your spiritual armor. Archangel Michael is engaged in spiritual warfare on your behalf, but you must also take up your own spiritual armor. Ephesians 6 verses 13 to 17 instructs us to put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. This means protecting yourself through prayer, reading scripture, and maintaining a close relationship with Jesus. The enemy cannot prevail against you when you are clothed in the armor of God. Resist temptation and stay on course. One of the primary goals of the enemy is to tempt you into making decisions that pull you away from God's plan. This could come in the form of a shortcut that seems easier, a temptation offering instant gratification, or a distraction that diverts your attention from God's will. As James 4:7 says, "Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." Now is the time to stand strong against temptation, keeping your path aligned with the purpose God has designed for you. Don't allow temporary pleasures or distractions to draw you away from your divine calling. Hold fast to your faith and trust that God's guidance will keep you on the path to fulfilling your destiny. Do not let temporary pleasures or distractions pull you away from your divine destiny.